All right, I'm going to explain what's going on in Sudan because this is taking a very dark turn, okay? There's two factions fighting in Sudan. One is called the RSF. Remember that name. The other one is the Sudanese military. Both of these factions are genocidists or G-cidists, whatever TikTok wants you to say. Both of these factions are actively, historically, and almost obsessively locked into the idea of ethnic and racial cleansing of the country. Those of you who are American, you may look at the physical look of both people and say, oh, but they're both black. How could it be racial? Different countries have different rules about race, okay? In Sudan, those are Arabs. If you are against the RSF, if you're seeing the videos of what the RSF is doing, that's great. It's great that you're against it. If it's great that you're going or you're boycotting the UAE because the UAE is one of the allies of the RSF. But what I don't want people to start doing, and I don't want to start seeing happen, is them actively supporting the Sudanese military. Why do I say this? The word RSF, or the name RSF, stands for, what is it? Reserve support, right? The S in, let me just say this. The S in RSF stands for support, okay? Stands for support. Who is the RSF supposed to be supporting? The Sudanese military. What does the Sudanese military need support in doing? Eliminating the black population, predominantly Christian, so on and so forth, and the population that lives on the land that had in the past had the oil and the resources, eliminating the African Sudanese people, the South, the people we now call the South Sudanese people, the people of Kordofan, the people of Darfur, all of the Sudanese people that are my shade, and so forth. The Sudanese military had that as their goal. They had been committed to this idea for decades, before you even knew what a UAE was. Those of you who are trying to make this about the UAE is a supporter of the RSF, but this is not the UAE that's causing it. The UAE is supporting it. It's a big difference. So the Arab Sudanese military and Sudanese government was committing a wide-scale genocide on the black Sudanese people. In order to pull off a wide-scale genocide against the black Sudanese people in a very large country, and they're fighting back too, so you need support, they went and set up a support force. This support force was a conglomeration of Arab militias who have historically made their money from the slave trade, from selling black people, and from raiding and attacking black villages. They are spread throughout the Sahel of Africa, and every now and then various dictators will assemble them for the purpose of attacking black people, Christian people, non-Muslims, non-Arabs. So the Sudanese military gathered a bunch of these guys and said, attack, right? The money they were using to attack was the money that was coming from what is now South Sudan, which has oil, which has a lot of resources, which has fertile land, and so forth. So they were taking South Sudan's money, buying up Arab militias, and sending those Arab militias to kill South Sudanese people. Well, the South Sudanese people fought back. They got the support of the United States, and George Clooney was a big part of it. And they got their independence, right? They fought back, they got the support of the US, they got the support of the UN, and they got their independence, and they formed the newest country in Africa called South Sudan. So the Sudanese military had this giant Arab, specifically Arab, militia that is specifically here to unalive black people and sell black people into slavery and take their land and sell their resources. And it didn't have the money to pay them anymore because the people it was robbing to unalive were gone. And so South Sudan's military was so dedicated to this project of eliminating the black population, it was so dedicated to it, that it had actually put enough money into the RSF, the support force, for it to be able to challenge the actual military. That's how important this RSF was for their mission. The RSF, having the money now, having all the, or not, let me say this, having all the weapons, being as big as or bigger than the Sudanese military and definitely more experienced, decided, why do I have to listen to you? You can't even pay me anymore. And they started attacking the Sudanese military. As people became familiar with the atrocities that both sides regularly commit, right? People began to look for a way that they can use their voice to stop what's going on and fix the situation. One smart way is attacking their allies, right? Especially the RSF's allies, because the RSF, even though it was hired by the Sudanese military and was doing and does what the Sudanese military does, it seems to do it a lot worse and is more out of control. But the RSF has the UAE as an ally because the UAE is willing to do business with it even though it's not a state actor. Most countries have to do business with state actors. It's international law. The UAE says, I'm going to go directly to them and so forth. So they are taking over the country. The places they take over, they get the minerals out and they sell it to the UAE in exchange for weapons. I'm okay with people being against the RSF. The most asinine thing a person can do is now decide that the Sudanese military is actually the good guy. The world is very complex. Often there's no good guy or bad guy, but just know what is going on is a person hired a hitman to kill somebody else or unalive somebody else. They ran out of payment money and the hitman came to start doing it to them. That's what's going on a political level. And then both sides do what they do to their black population, what they have been doing for hundreds of years, what they're doing right now as I'm making this video, what they'll be doing tomorrow. It's just what Sudan does. This is what's actually happening in Sudan if you want to know the actual information. It's not black and white. It's not simple. So I don't know if I'm ruining somebody's fun, but this isn't supposed to be fun. Understand it for what it is before you make the situation worse and deify a genocidal Sudanese government. Thank you.